Last time I made a video, last Friday, we talked about how it would be great to know when markets are going to go up, when they're going to go down, what the cycles might be like, right? When is there going to be political and social unrest? When are people going to fly off the handle? When's a good time to invest? It would be great to be able to have some sort of pattern that we could recognize and use. So we look to astrology. Last time I talked about sunspots. Right now, we're going to look definitely at the financial landscape for the next 10 to 12 days, starting June 19th, which is today, and then going all the way through June 30th. I'm going to show you basically how I'm looking at the next 10 to 12 days. What am I seeing in the markets, socially, politically, at this time? What's going on for us in this country, for us as a collective whole? So we're going to look at that. So a lot is happening in the next 10 to 12 days here. We have the summer solstice. All right, that's when the sun is entering the sign of Cancer, which is on June 20th at 5:44 p.m. This is going to bring with it a shift of our attention toward personal investment and savings, because Cancer is the sign of the home, the family. As the sun enters into Cancer on the 20th of June, there's a shift to home and savings. Also, there's a shift to personal investment. Right after that, on the 21st of June, we have the new moon, which means a conjunction between the moon and the sun. They're in the same place in the zodiac. That's also taking place in Cancer because the sun happens to be entering Cancer. We got the summer solstice, and then right after that, the moon conjuncts with the sun. And this ushers in the beginning of another cycle, right? The moon's going to wax, the moon's going to wane. Already, in the next couple of days, we have major shifts. The sun entering Cancer, the moon entering Cancer, and entering into a new moon. With this, we can expect shifts in the marketplace to occur. And then on June 27th, Mars makes its ingress, which means it enters into a new sign. It enters into the sign of Aries. This brings us a change of pace, and it shifts the focus to new areas. More changes are going to be happening in the markets at that time. You have the planet Mars, and then it enters into the sign of Aries. Shift to ideas, impulses. Capricorn, the sign opposite of Cancer, represents banking. And Cancer, as we discussed, represents private investments and household savings, the home and the family, the domestic life. So with the sun entering into Cancer, our private investments may become a focal point. And the market shifts could have an effect on that and our personal savings at this time, which in turn could have an effect on our domestic lives as a whole. We have to keep an eye out for all of these events leading up to what seems like it will be a big day, and that day is June 30th, when Jupiter is conjuncting Pluto for the second time in 2020. So Jupiter is going to be conjuncting Pluto 3 times. So this is the sign for Jupiter. It's going to be entering the same exact degree as Pluto. This is the sign for Pluto. And it's going to enter this 3 times. It's entering it on the 30th of June. And then on November 12th will be the last time, just shortly after the election. Okay, Jupiter and Pluto make up what Astro-Economists term the wealth cycle. And their conjunction or coming together in the same spot of the heavens signals the culmination of the prior cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. After that final conjunction, on November 12th, shortly after the presidential election, this conjunction is going to be taking place in the sign of Capricorn, which we already discussed has to do with banking, business, power. We got the ending and then the beginning of a new wealth cycle coming up on November 12th, but we're in the ending phases of that right now. There is clearly, on a political and a social level, large struggles of power, and we all know there are lots of individuals, you know who who are using this energy to consolidate power at this time, to orient the world in a direction of their choosing. This energy right here, co-opting it. This energy right here, using it. On June 30th, the sun is going to be close to a sextile with Uranus within 1 degree. The moon is going to be opposing Uranus exactly, while the sun is conjuncting a retrograde Mercury and trining the moon. Trining meaning 120 degrees. It's going to be conjuncting Mercury, meaning they occupy the same degree in the zodiac, and Mercury's retrograde, meaning the energy's turned inward. It's not flowing out like it normally does. Communications are going to get disrupted. All while Jupiter makes its conjunction to Pluto and the moon in conjunct Chiron. In conjunct meaning 150 degrees. Now Chiron, the moon, the sun, Uranus will be occupying the 9th degree of their respective signs. They're not all in the same sign, but they will all be occupying the 9th degree of the sign that they're in. This is going to be a crazy Mars-ruled Tuesday. But don't let me confuse you with all these different planets that I have. Don't let this get you confused. Uranus, which is involved in this whole thing, represents shocks, represents upheavals, right? Along with the fluctuating nature of the moon, because they're opposing another. They're 180 degrees apart, all right? These are combining in a weird way. There's shocks, there's upheavals, there's a fluctuating nature. The moon is like a trigger here because it moves so quickly through the zodiac and Uranus moves so slow, all right? And then it's going to be connecting with so many other things. So the problem solving of Chiron, the corrective nature of Chiron, because the moon is in conjunct Chiron while it's opposing Uranus, okay, and the sun is entering into a conjunction with Mercury, the retrograde Mercury, being the planet of communication, which means that this will most likely be a confusing time, right? Communications aren't going the way they normally do. All right, so with lots of shock waves coming from Uranus, the fluctuating nature of the moon, the corrective nature of Chiron, all of this stuff is going to make for a crazy set of days around the 30th. So the market should react in a big way to all of these occurrences. We have to pay attention. So if you like this, you want more content like this, follow me, like, share, subscribe. I'll be sure to reach out to you. And if there's anything that you guys want me to go over, just comment, message me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole bit. And look forward to my next video next Friday. I'll talk to you guys soon.